My boyfriend is bad at everything, and I'm losing respect for him. Okay, so I, 23 female, am going crazy in my head here because I don't know if I'm just the world's hugest witch or what. Basically, my boyfriend, let's call him Steve, 23 male, is just not good at doing anything.
Stop.
Wait, that's not true. He's good at outdoorsy stuff and is apparently pretty good at his job in catering. Aside from that, question marks. By the way, this comes from Don't Care Throwaway, and if you want to submit your own stories, go to the r/OKStorytime subreddit. I'm Sophia.
I'm Riley.
I'm Keon.
And we're here to give good advice goofily, but we don't have all the answers. We only know what we'd do. So please let us know what you would do in the comments.
So he's good at like hiking?
Yeah.
He's good at walking.
And jumping.
Apparently catering.
And running. And catering.
You would think that would apply at home too, right?
He can't cater to OP.
Can't do it. For example, I feel like I can't do anything with him that involves any skill or is even slightly competitive because 1, he's a sore loser, and 2, he never wins.
No.
When I stayed with his family over Christmas, they had a Scrabble board, and because it was snowy and boring, I tried to pass the time playing Scrabble with him.
This is Sophia's worst nightmare.
Yeah, I've been losing a lot at Scrabble. Currently, I'm winning.
Your boyfriend's just super smart. You just got to give it up.
Well, I usually win the word games.
Yeah, it's like Sophia actually has a challenge. She met her maker kind of thing. But like, if you were dating someone and they were just really bad at like board games or Scrabble, would that be an ick for you?
Not at Scrabble. If they were bad at Scrabble, that's okay. I'm not even a good Scrabble player, and I still crushed him every game. And eventually, after a few rounds, I just couldn't play anymore because I had to spend like 10 minutes after every game making him feel better about himself.
Stop it. No.
Why are you even after like the first time I had to do that? We're not playing anymore. It's so boring.
No, babe, you can spell. It's fine.
No, babe. Is a word. You tried.
We didn't.
Awesome Ashley says, met her match, not her maker. Yeah, if I was meeting my maker, I'd be dying. After giving up on Scrabble, we switched to playing Sorry. I love Sorry. And we had to stop that too because I couldn't handle the mental toll of continuously beating him at Sorry. How did you beat him at Sorry?
Sorry.
Sorry is a game of chance.
You literally, there's no thinking.
It's literally you pick up a card. How did you beat him at Sorry? That's actually crazy.
Every time?
How did you beat him every time at Sorry?
Every time.
Statistically, that's like impossible.
Hot take, I think he does want you to break up with him, so he's just doing this.
Yeah, he just wants to lose at everything.
I was going to say rock, paper, scissors. He always
Yeah, he's like, how do you always win? She's like, I think you have bad luck. Another time, we went to a board game night with some friends, and he couldn't understand the rules for most of the board games, and afterwards, he vented to me about how stupid the games were and why there was no point having rules so complicated no one could grasp them. He was the only one who couldn't grasp them. Other times, we'd play casual stuff like air hockey, foosball, which I didn't think even required any strategy other than spinning the little plastic dudes really fast, and he'd still lose every time and get upset about it. I don't care about winning. I just want to have fun, and it feels like it's impossible to have fun because playing anything with him feels like playing against a gosh dang 5-year-old.
Boy.
I feel like the issue here is not that he loses at everything, it's that he just can't stand losing.
No, I think he also can't grasp. I don't know. This guy just doesn't. You play Uno?
Yeah.
Loses at Uno? I don't know.
I just think he's such a sore loser that it is becoming unattractive with 2 OP.
Well, I was going to say, why don't we bring up the question of like, what game do you want to play, Johnny?
What? It's your turn to pick. He's like, I don't know.
I suck at everything.
What if we just do a race?
I have a really, really hot take at the end of the story.
But wait, this thread isn't entitled My Boyfriend is Terrible at Games. I was wondering, because you had only mentioned games. So here's some other stuff. His internet stopped working a while back, so he called me. I told him to use his mobile data to download the troubleshooting manual for his router and see if he could fix it. He didn't manage it, so I went to his place later and found he downloaded the manual for the wrong router. It wasn't even for the right brand.
Oh, no. So zero critical thinking skills.
Yeah.
How was he raised?
I don't know, without critical thinking. I ended up fixing his problem, and then he ranted to me about how all these router manufacturers make their manuals so hard to use. Like there's some sort of deliberate conspiracy to keep everyone in perpetual confusion unless they're a genius. I think this guy has low IQ. I'm not a genius. I'm just capable of following simple written instructions. Also, he wants to go back to school to do a master's degree, but he needs to do some prereqs, including a math unit where he's struggling with a lot of the material. But as far as I can tell, it's all stuff he learned in high school. Lately, he's been posting Facebook updates about how hard it is to learn logarithms.
No,
My school covered logarithms in grade 9, and even though I can't remember how to do them off the top of my head, I don't recall them being particularly hard at the time.
he's lost me at going to Facebook.
Yeah,
That's
he's like going to Facebook to complain about more things that he's bad at.
oh gosh.
Stop telling people that you're bad at everything.
Also, he's not trying to figure out the problem. He's like,
No,
is there a cheat code for this? Yeah.
I know I'm getting my or like trying to get my master's degree, but can someone else get my master's degree for me?
Dude, OP, if you keep this up, you may get his master's for him.
Yeah, he's gonna email you, or not email you. He's gonna text you whenever he's doing a test, and he's like, "Babe, I don't understand all the math problems." And then you're gonna take the test for him.
Yeah, at this pace.
And aside from that, I'm getting tired of being expected to be sympathetic when increasingly I just want to yell, "Well, maybe if you weren't such a dumb butt." But if I even hint that maybe he should be able to deal with his own emotions, honey, I know you couldn't get the pizza dough the shape you wanted, but it's not a huge deal in the grand scheme of things, right? I get accused of being unsympathetic to his feelings. Well, what about my feelings? OP, why are we with him? He sounds stupid.
And not confident.
Do you have to shake it for him or wipe it for him?
Gross.
That's what it's giving.
It is.
You're not his mommy.
Do you have to put like onion rings in the toilet so he knows where to like aim?
Onion rings.
Did you do that?
Who did that?
Or Cheerios?
Cheerios?
The
That's
pros
such a
can do
harder target.
Cheerios.
But they're moving.
That's the fun part.
It's called, yeah.
I don't want constant rolling coverage of every tiny thing that bothers you. But he's also an incredibly sweet, hardworking person who treats me well, and his boss and coworkers all say he doesn't just work hard, but is actually really competent at his job. And he did pretty well in high school, and he's lived on his own since he was 16 and kept himself alive the whole time. And no one else has ever hinted or said to me, "Gee, your boyfriend is kind of a dumb butt." So what the F? Is it me? Am I the crazy one? Am I the witch? And we've got an update 2 months later. But what do you think?
This man is emasculated.
Yeah.
Okay, few things. I'm gonna get kind of serious here. Few points here. If he was able to live on his own since 16, and then you came into his life, did he just kind of like dump everything onto you?
Yeah, he's like, "Oh, I've been waiting for someone to take this off of my hands," and it's just his whole life.
Weaponizing incompetence?
Could be.
That's my theory.
You know, weaponized incompetence doesn't usually come out board games.
Yeah.
So it feels like maybe he is just incompetent.
I feel like within a relationship, Sophia, you're probably gonna disagree with me. People are gonna disagree with me. But between like a heterosexual relationship, you need a healthy amount of feminine and masculinity, because a man in a role, I feel like, should be a protector, be confident, be like, not like, "Oh, I'm gonna watch," but like he's like, "Oh, I got your back. I'm gonna go check out the scary noise outside. I'm gonna do that." That's kind of his role in the relationship, and it feels like he's not doing that. And now you're like his partner and also his mother, where every time he does something wrong or something, you have to like build him back up where he can't do himself and he doesn't have the tools to do it himself. And that is not going to sustain whatsoever. Think about when you have kids. This is what's going to happen. The kid's going to play a little board game with daddy. The kid beats dad. And guess who you're going to have to help out with?
It's the 5-year-old. He's like, "Dad, let's play a game. Let's play Uno." And then by the end of the game, he's like, "This game is too hard. My 5-year-old is a genius. How is he doing this?"
Do you want that?
No.
I'm glad that you're realizing this, but you may have also shot yourself in the foot, because have we given him room to like kind of like build up into that?
I don't know.
Or we're always like kind of aiding him and we're getting sick of it?
Yeah, I feel like if you have always not allowed this behavior, but kind of allowed it. Like you've encouraged it in a way, and that every time that he comes whining to you, you fix his problems, and then now you're complaining about it. I feel like maybe this is just not the right match.
Yeah.
OP's the one on like a daily basis.
Good point.
And she's like, am I the crazy one that nobody else is calling him out for this?
No, you probably just know him better than other people.
I don't know. Is there another friend that like you have, that you like, a group of friends that you hang, like the board game group? Did you message them and like, hey, sorry for his behavior. sorry, he was so cranky, he just didn't get the rules kind of thing. Or like,
He didn't get his nap today.
yeah, he didn't get his nap. He didn't get a snack today. Sorry, but like,
There's a reel or a video out there that's like, oh, it's like when one of your girlfriends has to baby their boyfriend. It's like, yeah, here's your snack, here's your iPad,
I think I've seen that.
and then it's like trying to touch her boobs, and she's like, no, not right now.
Later.
Real quick, predictions.
Yeah,
She's gonna break up with him.
I think so too.
I think she's got to have a conversation with him, and then they break up because he's like, no, how dare you?
It's one of those scary breakups. Oh, don't leave me. I don't know what I'm gonna do with myself.
Yeah, because he's incapable of anything. But we've got an update 2 months later. I'll save you some scrolling. We broke up.
Oh, nice.
Some more background. My ex graduated with a degree in biomedicine last year? From where?
ChatGPT University.
But never actually looked for work in his field, as far as I know. This didn't strike me as a problem at first, since he's always taken care of himself just fine, and he never seemed that enthusiastic about his degree anyway. I spent several years after high school working odd jobs while I figured out what to do with my life. I'm most of the way through nursing school right now, so who am I to judge, right? But gradually, I just got more and more of a sinking feeling about things, mostly because he kept talking about how he wanted to get a PhD and become a professor, and I felt professorship was a pretty optimistic goal for even the most brilliant of students. But how do you tell your boyfriend you think their dreams are wildly unrealistic? So he decided he was going back for his master's.
Oh no.
After I posted the original thread, I realized I'd never really spoken to him about his negativity while we were both calm. So I sat him down one day and told him that while I was always going to be there for him in times of real distress, I couldn't take all this complaining anymore about his coworkers, about my housemates, about his housemates, about losing at games, about the train system, about math, about arts, majors. Apparently they all work at Starbucks.
The train system?
Yeah, he hates the train system. He's like, it doesn't come when I want it to come. So frustrating.
Dude, that one.
They have an app for that.
To be an adult, you do have to have a certain IQ just to understand how things move around.
And it doesn't seem like he has that. The one time I pointed out the irony of this, he went real quiet and later told me I really hurt his feelings and to not strike such low blows in the future. Guess I missed a heck of a red flag. I told him it was exhausting to constantly have to attend to one crisis or another, and that perhaps he could benefit from seeing a therapist. In addition to everything else, he'd also had depression on and off, and I figured it was a good chance to learn better coping skills.
Yeah,
That's a good suggestion.
I like that.
Well, that didn't go over well at all. He immediately accused me of not caring about his feelings and said he should be able to say whatever he wanted to me, and that psychologists just want to give you happy pills to make you think like everyone else.
You can't speak negativity all the time.
When I told him psychologists aren't licensed to prescribe medication, he went silent for a while and said, it doesn't matter. They still just want to convince you it's fine to be a loser and everything's okay with you. I asked him if he thought he was a loser, and he said he doesn't think he's a loser. He just thinks it's important to stay aware of your flaws and punish yourself when you mess up, which is why he runs so much. He's Dobby? What?
So that's why he's good at outdoorsy stuff.
Yeah,
Because that's how he copes.
that's how he punishes himself.
What?
This is so sad.
This is such a horrible cycle.
Yeah.
Please go see a professional, dude.
At that point, I ended the conversation because I didn't know what to say. The other thing that had been bothering me progressively more is that he was currently taking units so he could start his master's next semester, but it struck me as kind of weird that he had to take math and science prereqs considering he already had a degree in biomedicine. I'm pretty sure he graduated. He has a photo of himself in his gown on Facebook, but every time I tried to ask, he'd hand wave it away like he was hiding something.
Stop it.
Did he graduate? I was wondering how this guy
No.
graduated.
Really?
I don't know if he graduated.
He wouldn't go that far.
Maybe the only thing he's good at is lying. Of all the problems in our relationship, this was the only one that made me feel like I might be nuts. Because for all I knew, there was a perfectly simple explanation, but why the evasiveness? Anyway, reading back everything I wrote feels super weird because there's a lot of crazy crap and it's like, well, sure, that happened, but it wasn't like that. But maybe it was? After my failed attempt at talking, I felt like a giant dumbbutt for not realizing the relationship was doomed from the start. But I was dreading actually breaking up with him until the boat ride. Dun, dun,
What
Da!
happened at the boat ride?
Well, something's about to sink.
In my town, there are a few places you can hire a little sailboat for an hour and sail around on the water in the summer. Fun couples activities. That sounds great. I want to do that. Where can I rent a little sailboat?
Anywhere.
Before the horrible talk, we'd made plans to do this, and he didn't know I was going to break up with him, and I was still clinging to the hope of fixing our relationship, so we went sailing. All went well for about 10 minutes until we had to turn the boat. And of course, turning a sailboat can be tricky if you've never done it before. As we were trying and failing to turn the boat, I could see him getting more and more agitated, and I tried to lighten the mood by joking about our struggles. And he replied with something like, "Oh, sure, it's fine to be crappy at things. Who needs standards? And I should have known not to expect to be good at sailing."
Dude, this kind of mindset towards yourself is not helpful either, bro.
No!
What is happening?
OP just has like no, OP's boyfriend just has no confidence. And also, he's bad at everything.
Stick with one thing.
It also just feels like every time he tries something new, he immediately gives up.
Yeah, I could see that.
And so, like, he never actually learns how to be good at something. But you guys can be good at listening to full episodes with stories just like this. Just go to Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or iHeartRadio and search up OK Storytime. But there is a little bit left to this story.
What would
Any final thoughts?
Yes, what would you say to this guy to kind of help build up his confidence? He's at a very low point. What would you?
Therapist?
Yeah.
A tutor in something? I don't know. Pick one thing and then get a tutor in that. And stop being a baby. Wake up. Don't be a whiny baby anymore. That's my advice for him.
Yeah, he really does have to see someone because this like cycle he's going through is not very helpful.
No, or healthy.
It's not going to do much for him.
But you don't have to be with him while he figures that out. So let's finish the story. I told him there's no reason he needs to be good at something we're just doing for fun, and to just try to enjoy the activity, something I was sick of saying, and he was evidently sick of hearing because it set him off on one of his rants about how he can't do anything right, and people who don't care how well they do are dumb butts. Everyone is a dumb butt. I just want him to be happy with being a dumb butt. The boat is stupid. Sailboats are stupid. Our town is unreasonably windy. It's too windy here.
He's a movie character.
After that, he was too upset to talk and snapped at me every time I asked him to hold a rope or whatever, all because he had trouble turning a higher boat. So I turned to him and yelled, "You're dumped!" Jumped into the water and swam back to shore. Just kidding, I only did that in my imagination. I broke up with him a couple of days later. Well, that works too. And there you have it.
It would have been dramatic.
It would have been fun,
He
though.
probably wouldn't have. See, the thing why OP didn't do that is if she did, he probably would have been lost and wouldn't have ever came back.
Yeah. It would have been like, it's too windy.
He probably would have died out there, man.
Where am I?
It's so hard with dating because, like, once you start dating someone,
Yeah.
cover some things.
Absolutely.
You're just dating to the point you can leave if some things are a little too much.
Yeah, I feel like we were talking to the dating coaches yesterday. There will be things that annoy you about your partner because you're with them more than anyone else.
Yeah.
However, you have to kind of weigh, it's like a balance, you know? Like, are you more annoyed by them than you are in love with them? And in this case, it seems like he was more annoyed by him.
What are you annoyed with your partner besides him beating you all the time?
Scrabble? I'll make a list.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just kidding.
With Angie,
Mm-hmm.
I have never cried in front of her.
Mm-hmm.
She cries in front of me.
Oh, I cry in front of him all the time.
Well, that's something I don't understand.
I feel my emotions deeply.
That's what she says around me.
Yeah.
And it'll be something like simple, or she'll see something and then she'll just start crying. And I'm like, why?
Yeah, my boyfriend never cries, but I cry all the time.
What's going on
He's
here?
always very nice about it.
See, like, I am nice, but sometimes I'm like, I get where you're coming from. I'll give you a moment, but I don't know. I just don't know what to do sometimes. I've never been around that.
You just give him a hug.
My whole life, you
just say, "It's okay, baby."
sometimes whenever you cry, I'm like, I don't know what to do with
You're
myself.
always good though.
Yeah, but I also feel very, very uncomfortable when it happens.
That's what we want. You should feel uncomfortable.
My girlfriend makes me feel ashamed of my interests.
Well, are they shameful?
My girlfriend, 23 female, and I, 25 male, have been dating for about a year now. I love her a lot, and I genuinely care about her deeply. I see her as my partner and my best friend, and I've always imagined a future with her.
Wow.
We share similar goals, values, and aspirations, and most of the time, our relationship feels supportive and loving. That's why this situation has been weighing on me more and more because it feels odd. Close, I thought we were.
Uh-oh.
By the way, this comes from AdventurousCap86, and if you want to submit your own stories, go to the r/OKStorytime subreddit. And OP says, I'm kind of a nerd. All right,
Ooh.
this makes sense. This
Nerd.
makes sense.
Nerd alert, nerd alert.
It depends on what kind of nerd.
We could be fellow nerds. Or you could be more of a Keon type of nerd.
What's that supposed to mean?
No, nothing.
Hmm?
Nothing at all.
Not extreme, but my interests are things like superheroes, anime, games, and D&D.
So
Manga.
it's like mango, but manga.
It's like anime, but in comic form.
Comic books.
but Japanese.
I've seen them. I just never read one.
So this is more so me.
Yes, I told you. See?
Okay.
I was right. Could have been me or you.
It's a little bit of you. It's a little bit of both of us because we're both nerds.
These are things I've liked for a long time, and they are a big part of how I relax and enjoy myself. She is pretty much the opposite. She is more into celebrity culture, going out, fashion, luxury, or trendy things. I do not have a problem with all of that. I've always tried to be supportive. How do you be supportive of this?
I don't know. Stalk a celebrity.
Go out. Go get drinks.
Go get drinks.
You go, girl.
The problem is that whenever I bring up my interests, she reacts very negatively. She will scoff and say, ew, or look annoyed.
That's crazy. I'm sorry. You're like supporting her, and then you're like, yeah, I was watching this anime, and she goes, ew.
This is just the Big Bang Theory, guys.
Yeah.
At first, I thought she was just teasing, so I tried playing along with it as a joke. But she actually gets upset when I do it. She has told me that she finds these interests unattractive and associates them with guys who have bad mindsets like misogynists or incels.
But why is she dating you?
Yeah,
then?
exactly. Wait, what?
I mean, like, she either thinks that of you or she doesn't. It doesn't really have anything to do with your interests.
Yeah, she's either into it or not.
Yeah.
That really hurt. I do not identify with any of that. And I do not think my hobbies say anything about my values or how I treat women. I'm not asking her to like the same things I like. I just want basic respect to not feel judged or gross for enjoying them. There have also been moments that make me wonder if this is partly about image, which
Seems like that's pretty important to her.
Have you met any of her friends or family yet?
Yeah, she like showed you off to anyone? Are you a secret?
For example, I am using a very old iPhone and I want to upgrade to a flagship Android phone. She keeps pushing me to get an iPhone instead, even though it's not the latest model. She says this is because she prefers using iMessage. But in my country, iPhones are also a status symbol. She has mentioned before that appearances matter a lot to her because of how she grew up, which makes me unsure what the real issue is. Buddy, why are you with her?
She doesn't like you. I don't feel like you really like her.
And y'all aren't enjoying the same things, it seems like.
Is she just hot?
I think so. I think she's like very, she cares deeply about her appearance and about how she looks to the general public.
How did they start dating?
Maybe OP is attractive as well. And she's like, well, you look hot, but you like these unhot things.
Maybe he wasn't outwardly like, I love these things, and then they started dating and she started noticing
He's probably got that Atlantic dude vibe to him.
Oh, Atlantis, like
Milo Thatch.
I can see that.
Lately, I noticed that I hesitate to talk about things I enjoy around her, or I downplay parts of myself to avoid that reaction. I do not want to feel ashamed of who I am in my own relationship. How do I bring this up in a way that sets boundaries without turning it into a fight? Is this something that can realistically be worked through, or does this point turn to a deeper incompatibility?
I think it's an incompatibility.
What do we always say about people being themselves in relationships, Sophia?
Do it. Be yourself. Be true to who you are.
Be true to yourself.
Because in a world where a lot happens and people feel overwhelmed because you can't do anything, and like 99% of the things that happen around you are not your responsibility. So the 1% of things that is your responsibility and you can do something about, embrace it.
I think it's okay if she were to lightheartedly make fun of your interests, which is what you were saying you thought she was doing. But if she's actually making you feel bad, insulting your interests, it doesn't feel like she's a good match.
Kuro Love says he needs another nerdy girl or gamer girl who gets him.
Or at least supports what you enjoy.
Angie, for example, knows nothing about basketball, but she will watch it with me and I will explain every little thing that happens around there.
I know the thing is like opposites attract. Y'all are opposites, and it seems like y'all aren't really attracting.
Yeah.
Yeah, it seems like you are repelling.
Yeah.
Opposites attract when they have mutual respect.
Exactly. That's a great point.
It doesn't have to be like, oh, she loves anime, D&D, all this stuff, but she at least respects it and like, oh yeah, have fun. Like, that's so cool. Like, maybe shows a little bit of interest.
Yeah, she's not ashamed.
Bingo.
You know what this girl reminds me of? The jealous emoji in Riley's head in In-N-Out.
Is it disgust?
Disgust.
Or is it ennui?
Oh, I haven't seen on me.
So, Yellow Star 93 asked the question we're all thinking. I'm confused how you even started dating this girl if y'all are so different.
Thank you.
Like, what do y'all talk about? Sounds boring and demoralizing. Opie says we bonded over food and movies. We are both big
Cinephiles.
people that like to watch movies, and I love cooking while she enjoys going out and trying new food. We also share similar life goals, which is why this is hard for me. The issue isn't lack of overlap, it's feeling judged for certain interests. And 7 days later, we talked.
Oh boy. I hope it's a breakup talk. My 2 scenarios. 1, it's you break up, or 2, it's actually that episode in Psych where they go find their friend who's like a big alien nerd, but he's like all hot now and pretends like he's not interested in that stuff. And so he hides it from his girlfriend who's also hot. But then at the end of the episode, they realize that they're both in love with nerd stuff and they were both hiding it from each other.
Break up or she is jealous. 7 days later, we talked. Like, actually talked. Not just surfle level fixing things for the night.
Finally.
Told her straight up how it feels when she craps on my interests. That it is not just a small joke to me. Every time she scoffs or say use, it chips away at me and makes me hesitate to share parts of myself. I told her that I'm scared that if it kept happening, it could build resentment over time, and that is not something I want in our relationship. She listened and owned up to it. She explained a lot of the people she has encountered who are really into the same hobbies have made misogynistic remarks or behaved in ways that made her uncomfortable. Because of those experiences, she has built this association in her head. And a part of her reaction came from being afraid I might share those traits or eventually show them. I told her I understood where that fear came from, but applying it to me felt unfair. I explained that it felt like I was being judged based on a stereotype rather than who I actually am. Because you could do the stereotype of, oh, you're just a valley girl. You just like eating your vegan stuff.
Avocado toast.
You just like run around in your convertible Prius.
I wish I had a convertible Prius.
Is there a convertible Prius?
I'm gonna look it up.
I don't think I've ever seen a
I'm gonna look it up. I want one.
You want to go? Of course.
Oh, there is a convertible Prius. Wait, no, hold on.
I don't think there is.
The Toyota Prius but it's not available as a convertible.
I told her she knows me well enough by now that I'm not like those people. The conversation got emotional and deeper than just hobbies. We talked about insecurities, fears, and how we affect each other. It got heavy, and we both ended up crying. And we agreed to be more mindful with how we speak to each other, including her not diminishing the things I enjoy. Fast forward to recently, I was telling her about my day and kind of testing the waters without making a big deal out of it. I mentioned that I watched an anime while working. I work remotely. Normally that might get a reaction, but this time she just kind of asked about it.
What?
She asked if it was something I watched as a kid and whether I enjoyed it. No scoffing, no ew, just curiosity.
She's learning? What do you mean? You can teach a dog new tricks? An old dog?
This sounds small, but I noticed it immediately and appreciated it a lot. I'm not declaring victory or anything. I just see it as a positive step, and I hope it reflects a real shift rather than something temporarily.
Yeah, me too.
Also addressing something I saw a lot, people saying I'm putting up with her because she is hot, or calling her shallow. Yes, I think she is conventionally attractive. But no, that is not why I'm with her. And no, she is not shallow. She enjoys fashion and material things. It's just part of how she expresses herself and how she wants to be seen. It has never hurt her finances, and she's always been mindful about spending. She talks things through with me before buying stuff, cheap or expensive. And we're not cheap or expensive. We're free on your favorite podcast platform. Just search up OK Storytime on iHeartRadio, Spotify, or Apple Podcasts. Press play. Do you like this?
I feel like we're seeing growth, and you got to keep an eye on her. Because if she reverts...
It's only 7 days, though.
That's true. She could revert. However, she could continue on with all of the growth that she gained.
That was a very insightful thing. Is this something you watched as a kid or just recently got? I mean, she's wanted to kind of talk to you about it. Because if it was something like, oh, what was it? What kind of anime was it? That question she asked seemed a little bit more deeper.
She was interested. And that's a good thing.
Honestly, I do not think this is that different from how many of us express ourselves through our hobbies. People buy expensive collectibles or gear. Yes, it is for personal enjoyment, but we also enjoy when others appreciate it or think it is cool. Wanting to be seen or validated is human, not something exclusive to one type of interest. I am not pretending everything is magically solved now. I just want to share that we had an honest conversation. Emotions were on the table. Accountability happened on both sides, and I have seen a small behavioral shift since. I'm paying attention to consistency going forward. That was kind of a happy ending. No breakup.
Yeah. It was unexpected. I didn't believe in her and she did it. So congrats.
Really?
Good on ya. And I hope that you continue. Maybe you watch anime together, or maybe that's too much for her so far. I don't know.
I could see them watching it together.
Maybe start her off with some like less weird ones.
I don't even know which one that's not that weird.
I do Skip and Loafer. It's super cute and I love it.
Good
I feel
for
like
you.
also like Haikyuu is another good one.
Haiku?
IQ, it's a volleyball one.
Oh yeah, that basketball one. They made a soccer one, basketball one, volleyball.
Baseball one. There's a lot of them.
I'd lose myself. I'm already too busy as it is. Like I can only play one video game. I'm trying to work on other things outside of work. I've done this thing recently. One hobby is I cook something new every week.
It's nice.
Well, that's the end of that story. We got another one.
Sure do. I'm not sure about my boyfriend anymore because he refused to drive me around.
You deserve to be a passenger princess.
Long story short is that I, 23 female, suffered a seizure and was diagnosed with brain cancer because of an orange-sized tumor I had. Oh my gosh.
Wow, that's crazy.
I recently got the tumor taken out, and due to the seizure that I had, I won't be able to drive for a while, so I don't have any way to get to my appointments or go to the grocery store without taking public transport, Uber, and after chemotherapy, that's not the best option, especially with the vid and having cancer. My immune system is even worse than normal. By the way, this comes from Deleted, and if you want to submit your own stories, go to the r/OKStorytime subreddit. And we're here to give good advice goofily, but we don't have all the answers. We only know what we do. So let us know what you would do in the comments. And Opie says, now here's the problem. I asked my boyfriend, 24 male, who has been unemployed for the last couple of years. His parents pay for everything, and he lives with them about 2 hours from where I live because I moved for college, if he could move in with me for 3 months to help me with driving, etc. He wouldn't be paying for anything because I have rent paid for the next few months in my apartment, and he lives with his parents, so he wouldn't have to make a huge move or anything. Just bring enough clothes and necessities and maybe some food, but I have most of that covered too.
This is a big ask.
Yeah, but he doesn't work, and he would be living there for free.
Still,
I don't think this is a crazy ask. How
Okay,
long
hear
have
me
you
out.
been together?
hear me out. This is a big ask for him. Not a normal person, but for him. Someone that's not working and living with their parents, you're asking them to help you and take care of you.
Yeah, he's like, I've never taken care of anyone or done something for anyone other than myself.
Dude, he doesn't know how to take care of himself.
Yeah,
He doesn't. No,
it's true.
he's not taking care of himself. His
No,
parents
his
are taking care of him.
Yeah. I don't know if I could date someone who was like unemployed and also had no desire to, like, is he doing anything to not be unemployed? Like, does he have any goals?
You can pick one, and they both have to be for a season.
Yeah.
And your goal should be to have neither. You can only be unemployed, or you can only live with your parents. But your goal should be to move out or to find a job.
Exactly. I agree. I feel like you should want to have goals, and I don't know. Yeah. OP, are you okay with him not having any? I didn't think this was a huge ask since I lived with him and his family for 3 months for other reasons at the beginning of the year, but he got really upset saying he can't leave his family during the vid, even though his whole family is together and they all have each other, and I'm completely alone in another city with no support system. I got upset at his response and cried a lot and told him I felt like he didn't care about me because he always puts his family ahead of me, and I really need him now. And if he's gonna be that way, I'm not sure if I want to be with him.
Oh.
I also did put him down and said he has no backbone, and now I haven't talked to him for a day because of it. And I'm not sure if I should apologize and say it's okay that he won't drive me, if I have anything to apologize for, or if I'm justified for being upset at him. Am I the a-hole here? And we've got comments, but what do you think?
You're basically asking a teenager to take care of you because he still lives with his parents. He can still do things. And of course, he's going to put his family first because that's how he gets paid.
Yeah, he's like, I gotta take care of my family because they are taking care of me right now.
And you have to understand this is a big ask. If my girlfriend asked me, hey, could you move in with me for 3 months? I would see anything I could do. Hey, guys, can I come here for 2 days out of the week, 3 days out of the week? What can I do? blah, 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 blah. Can she move in with me? I try to move around everything I can.
Yeah.
But it does seem like this guy's not looking at his options of what he can do for you.
4 months that I was dating my boyfriend. We weren't even official. I was driving him a lot of places because he didn't have a car. And I wanted to do that. And I wanted to be helpful.
And you're like, I will get to spend time with
him. And it feels like he won't even do this despite having no job. No reason why he couldn't do this.
A lot of people are asking, how old are they? OP's 23 and boyfriend's 24.
Comment 1. Are you sure you want to be with a man who wants you to remain alone in a city and take yourself to and from chemotherapy appointments while he hangs out with his family, having a good time? This doesn't sound like a man you should remain in a relationship with. And even if you stayed with him, I'm not sure if you would ever really get over how he left you alone to deal with cancer when he had nothing truly stopping him from being there. I would have to go with not the a-hole in my opinion. Your response wasn't that harsh, and priorities have to be discussed at some point, and he showed you his. OP says, thank you for your opinions. I love him a lot, and I think to his core he's a good person. But I agree with you that it is important for me to think about what I need and what I want from a relationship, and the same on his end. I do regret saying the mean things I said, so I wish I could take that back. I also agree that I might hold a grudge deep down, or maybe some resentment from this, and that worries me about the future of our relationship. Comment 2 says, not the a-hole. A good partner would be bending over backwards to help and support you after receiving a diagnosis like that. It sounds like this isn't the first time he's let you down with giving you the care and attention you need. And I also see from your post history that he also totally ignored your last birthday. What? He sounds quite selfish, and now he's shown he won't be there for you when you need him most. OP says thank you. And yes, I came to this thread before because most of my friends are also friends with him, and I don't want to make his friends think of him badly, so it's easier to talk to strangers for advice. I think he doesn't see it as selfish because he's using his family as an excuse, but I also think it comes from a lack of maturity and experience. We are very different when it comes to independence, as I have been on my own since 18, which isn't his fault, and I'm happy as a family who loves and supports both of us, but I also want him to support me too. And we've got an edit.
I forgot to put that much weight on that OP has cancer.
So that's the main reason she needs him to drive her.
Oh my gosh.
Because she had a stroke and she can't drive herself.
I mean, I knew she had cancer, but like looking at it now and hearing from these other people.
It's so much worse.
And he forgot your last birthday.
Yeah.
OP.
Break up with him.
OP.
Should have broken up with him for forgetting your last birthday.
If he's a good person to his core, then he would help his girlfriend who has cancer is going through a very scary time right now.
But he's not a good boyfriend.
His parents forgot to tell him.
You didn't tell me it was your birthday. I didn't know.
Forgot to tell me to take you to your cancer appointment.
She forgot to put it in my calendar.
She was supposed to drive you to your cancer appointment and then pick me up ice cream.
This is what happens when you don't parent good and you don't build your kids up for success.
They are just kind of useless.
They'll be this guy.
Someone didn't believe me, so here's a picture. I'm 3 weeks post-operation and due to start chemotherapy and radiation in a couple of weeks as my oncologist and I make a plan for my care. Luckily, brain cancer is actually one of the most survivable cancers. Oh.
Good to know.
I didn't think that.
And the tumor that I have, APXA, has a high rate of survival. No recurrence after treatment, and primary brain tumors rarely spread. I had a craniotomy, so basically they cut open my skull and sucked out as much of the tumor they could and the fluid that surrounded it.
That's
and
crazy.
We've got an update.
Do we want a picture?
Of what?
Of her?
It's a scar on her head.
I don't know if I want to see
I don't think I want to see it.
You're going through it, OP.
And this boyfriend is not supportive of you. And therefore, not a good person to continue to spend your life with.
That's crazy. People on the internet were like, we don't believe you have brain cancer.
I ended up giving up my job because I wasn't able to come in anymore and moved back to my parents' house. I gave up my apartment and basically all of my autonomy because my recovery process is definitely going a lot slower than I wanted or intended, and my savings ran out. The most important thing is getting healthy. I wish I had a better update and that I was happier and feeling better. My parents take me to my appointments that happen every couple weeks, but they live 4 hours from my hospital, so I have to make that trip every week with them to get my treatment. I am consistently nauseous because of all the medicine I'm taking, and mentally clouded because of my anti-seizure substances. I talked to my boyfriend after posting, and he did admit that seeing me in pain and as sick as I am is really scary for him, and that was a large part of the reason that he did not want to move in with me during this time. I understand, and I can see how terrible it would be to see your partner in this way, so I understand. I am still with my boyfriend, but our relationship is strained, and I'm not sure what the future holds. I have not seen him in person since June when he first visited me after my surgery for a couple days, but he plans to come see me soon again at my parents' house. He does feel badly about me losing my apartment, and he did show me he is trying to start a freelance business to make money so that he can help me move back out and hopefully into a place with him, but I'm not quite sure if that will happen anytime soon. By the way, you can listen to full episodes of stories just like this soon if you go to Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or iHeartRadio and search up OK Storytime. There is a little bit left to the story, but
I just thought about my life if I went to the doctor and they told me I had 6 months left to live, and I was just playing that for the last little bit. I totally didn't hear anything.
well, they're not breaking up. And it seems like he has said, oh, I was just scared, and that's why I didn't want to stay with you.
Don't know.
Which is, I don't know, selfish.
Very selfish. I don't know how
'Cause
to.
you're
my
way
emotions.
more scared.
Yeah, you're way more scared.
I was gonna say he's not the one going through brain cancer right now and going through all the medical things. He's just there on the sidelines at home doing nothing.
And he told you that he's going to try and start a business? Well, let's see if he actually does that.
Fun fact, in order to start a business, you should probably work for one for a little bit. Learn.
Do you have any qualifications? There's a little bit left to this story.
Oh, God, I can't.
Physically, I'm starting to do better. Yay. And if everything goes well, I'll finish my radiation in September, and hopefully my scans come up with no regrowth. I will have to get MRI scans for the next 5 years, every 3 to 6 months to monitor my brain, and then annually after 5 years until my doctors believe I am in total remission and hopefully eventually cured. Thank you again, everyone who reached out and gave advice before. Edit, I appreciate the responses and everyone's advice and opinions they have given. I post it here and I value every judgment, but please remember I am a human being and I wanted to give an update despite it not being a popular outcome from my decisions. I take full responsibility for that, and I feel badly that some of you are genuinely upset that I did not take the advice given to me, and for that I am sorry.
She's stuck in a loop. What does this guy have to get offered?
Nothing. He forgot your birthday.
He only offers you more stress and more questions.
Yeah, and he's bringing me questions like, why are you still together?
Golly.
That is the end of that story, folks. High survivability in brain cancer is normally because of early detection, not because it's not dangerous.
I would thinking like if it's right there at the brain has everything. My cousin has to fight cancer for 10 years, was in remission for 2 of those years, but it came back worse.
Dang, that sucks.
I have a story about being the bad side of a family member who also has a brain tumor. It changed them for the worse.
Unfortunately, a lot of times cancer in general can change personality and stuff, but especially brain tumors because it's, obviously attached.
I told everyone I'm over my ex, but I'm secretly stalking his Instagram.
A tale as old as time.
I'm writing about the following situations. You reached out to your ex, and they're not responding to you. You were frustrated that your ex didn't reach out to you. You were blocked by your ex. Full block, partially blocked, blocking, unblocking, whatever.
OP.
Come on.
OP.
There's a reason.
Doesn't really matter who the dumper or dumpee, in my opinion, is for the situations above, but of course, there is some nuance in this, as you are sure you have pondered already. So, OP, you got dumped. We get it.
She's like,
it doesn't matter who dumped who.
this is coming from a friend.
Yeah, this is not about me.
By the way, this comes from MelonPie44, and if you want to submit your own stories, go to the r/OK Storytime subreddit. And we're goofy, you give comments. OP says. Some background. I was dumped.
Wow. Woo.
What? We didn't know that.
I'm heartbroken. I loved him so much. I want him to be back. Whether that's love or ego is a story for another day. And luckily, I'm working through it with a professional help and self-care practices. We were together for 3 years.
Dang.
He dumped me over text.
Dang.
You didn't have the decency?
That's tough. 3 years.
We were pretty serious. He dumped me in January for many reasons, but ultimately it was incompatibility, I think. OP, you're overthinking this. How do you, I think? Is that because of incompatibility?
Or maybe underthinking this, possibly. She'd be like, there was no incompatibility. We were great.
Well, what did he say in the text?
A few weeks after the breakup, I begged then was rejected. Ouch for sure. Still recovering. And I vowed to never initiate contact again. Now I want to analyze a few scenarios. Scenario 1. A few weeks later, he throws a breadcrumb. One of those "hope you're okay" type messages. I respond in a few days with my own breadcrumb.
What?
I waited because I was...
Bread was not on my bingo card today, and you know what? Thank you for that. Shout out to your dyslexia, because that was hilarious.
Is that what I said?
You said bread, bro.
Oh, God. This is what happens when you have dyslexia and you don't sleep well at night or at all. I waited because I wasn't sure what to do. And also because I don't feel any obligation to respond quickly to him. Fun fact, OP. How many people are there in the world?
A lot.
Mainly people she might be attracted to.
200.
No, there's only one person for OP, and it's her. I mean, him.
4 billion men in this world. You have a chance.
4 billion. You think that she's going to be attracted to 4 billion men?
One of them.
I think she's.
It is one of them.
I think of the 8 billion, probably going to be like 200.
Scenario 2. Exactly 30 days go by, and he reaches out again with similar breadcrumb, but this time in question form. Are you okay? This was about a month and a half ago. I never responded.
Good job.
I thought he blocked. Did he block you?
It was back and forth. I ignored it. I do not ever plan on responding to that. It could be just a moment of weakness on his side. Or what if he doesn't respond after I respond?
Oh boy.
All
OP.
imagined roads only led to one path. Pain. And I know you may be thinking, isn't it cruel to ignore the ex?
No, I did not think that.
He dumped me. He chose that a life without me is better than a life with me. He made his bed. Now he can go lie in it. Scenario 3.
All of these scenarios should be, I never talk to him ever again.
This is just like classic breakup. You want to talk to them. They text you despite breaking up with you. And then you have to say, okay, at a certain point, you have to say, this is not good for me. And you say, stop texting me. Or you block them. Those are the options for you, because otherwise you're going to be torturing yourself.
Next days after scenario 2, at the encouragement of some friends and my therapist, and me witnessing myself wasting my young life refreshing my ex's private messages on Instagram, watching the numbers go up and down, I realized that I needed to block him for my own peace. Not because I don't want him or don't care about him, because I'm devastated and I need to begin with picking up the pieces. Honestly, it helped. Scenario 4. Since then, I've been unblocking and blocking like a maniac. Yeah, not good, but I am. I'm not playing games with him or trying to provoke him. I'm just a loose cannon, and there's not much more to it than that. Analysis/conclusion. I've not reached out. I've ignored him. I have. Unblocked and blocked him. Not to play games, not because I have moved on, not because I don't love him anymore, but because I'm hurt and I haven't recovered, and I don't want to risk getting hurt more.
But you're doing that to yourself.
Yeah.
You're doing that to yourself.
Keep him blocked, girl.
You blocking and unblocking him is still a pathway of communication in your mind.
Yeah, you cannot have any line of communication open. We learned yesterday, it was like, 27 days or something from our matchmaker friends. They said you gotta wait 27 days after a breakup before any communication.
Extreme cutoff, like no contact, no looking at them, nothing. Don't look at the messages, nothing.
I like that too. The unknown potential of reconciliation is not worth me further getting hurt. I am aware that he could be thinking, wow, she doesn't care. She moved on. My chances to get back with her are short if he wanted to reconcile. Or he could be thinking, oh, what a relief. She left me alone.
What matters of what he thinks?
OP, he doesn't want to get back together with you.
Is OP quite young? I believe so. Also, OP, you blocking and unblocking is sort of like you being at the bridge with the lever, opening the bridge doors or not. Just close them and walk away.
Close that moat.
Yeah, really.
Yeah, he doesn't want to get back together with you. He either feels guilty because he broke up with you over text, wants to make sure that you're okay after he did a bad thing to you, or he, wants attention from someone he had been getting attention from for 3 years. But either way, I don't think either of those means that he wants to get back together with you.
But the truth is, he'll never know what my true intent is, and I'll never know his. But you know our true intent, and it's for you to listen to more stories like this. Go to your favorite podcast platform, iHeartRadio, Spotify, or Apple Podcasts. Look up OK Storytime. Note, I might respond to him if it wasn't a breadcrumb. If he straight up said, hey, I want to talk. I miss you and want to consider things again.
Who cares if it's a breadcrumb? Who cares if it's a loaf of bread? Who cares if it's the whole dang bakery.
He's not going to do that.
What you do is move on.
Yeah, you move on.
In other words, he needs to be the vulnerable one first because I'm still picking up my self-dignity that was hit by a truck and left to rot on the side of the road. I don't care what those YouTube coaches say about, but what if that is his way in? What if he's scared to jump right in? They're testing the waters and he wants you back.
Nope. If he wanted you, he would do something about it.
Also, what YouTube coaches are you listening to?
Yeah, I was gonna say.
He's just not that into you, girl. Unfortunately, it doesn't really matter if a guy texts you and says, hey, are you okay? Oh, hey, what's up? No. Unless he tells you straight up, I want to get back together with you, he doesn't want to get back together with you.
OP.
What if he wants to get back together?
He don't.
Then I remind myself of this. This man-child broke my heart. I gave him everything. He abandoned me. He left me dead on the side of the road. I deserve more than a, hey, are you okay text at 1 a.m. if that's his sad little door he is afraid to walk through. We deserve firework displays, opera men singing on a canal boat in Venice, house full of flowers, huge gestures. If those effers want us back. If ignoring the are you okay results in me and him never reuniting, then so be it. I am tired with dealing with a coward.
And there you go, P. He's not going to do any of that, so you move on.
And it looks like she's kind of doing that.
I don't know. She's still in that mindset of
She's so wishy-washy. I guarantee you 5 minutes after this, she's like, well, wait.
What if I texted him?
What if he's okay at 1 a.m.? Well, should I ask him?
Yeah. What if he's not? What if he's not doing well?
I can't.
Chris, the Newfoundlander, says he dodged a bullet. The thing is, I don't think so. This is like such classic breakup behavior. I've been in this boat.
Mm-hmm.
This is classic behavior.
Oh, she has.
And he broke up with you over text. Like, this is not a guy you want to be with. But also, you're deluding yourself if you think that he wants to get back together.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
If you're getting the text of, are you okay at 1 a.m.?
Yeah.
Girl, that's the, hey, you up?
The you up text.
It's the you up text? What are you doing right now? You want to come over kind of thing?
Yeah, he misses the physical connection.
Literally.
Or he feels guilty, and that's it.
Literally.
But we've got comments from the story. Am I the a-hole for going back on letting my husband adopt my daughter because he cheated? And this was posted January 3rd, 2026. TLDR from Story 2. OP is passing from cancer and has one big decision left to make. Who gets her 10-year-old daughter when she's gone? Her husband of 3 years has been like a real dad to the little girl, but OP just found out he cheated 4 years ago. Now she's cutting him out completely, filing for divorce, and handing her daughter to her cousin instead. The internet is not happy with her choice, but is OP being selfish, or is she just passing mom, trying to protect her kid the only way she knows how? If you're curious to know the full story, you can go watch the full video, and I do remember this story very vividly, and I also remember not being super pleased with her decision.
I don't remember
because it felt somewhat spiteful. Even though he did betray her, he did seem like he really loved that little girl, and the cousin that she was going to give the girl to did not have enough money to support her. And she already had, like, 5
remember
kids.
this one. Okay, yeah, it was just like it was like really just a lose-lose situation for everyone. Well, we have some comments for that video. And first one here from Abigail Runquist saying, the part about the second story that frustrates me is the foster system isn't an adoption system. People don't understand that the foster system is set up to hold children until their parents are ready to have them back. The goal is to reunite families. The adoption system wants children to find new families. Yes, adoption is possible after fostering, but her child would be moved around a lot because she is older. The fact she's considering putting her child in the foster system... Oh, sorry?
Yeah, no, I was just saying that was crazy.
Yeah, we were like, what?
Yeah,
Why?
the foster system over like a father who loves her.
Yeah, and she was like, I'm getting back at him. It's like continuing from Abigail's comment here, saying the fact she's considering putting her child in the foster system, knowing she doesn't have a fighting chance, is kind of shocking. I'm disabled and chronically ill, so I can definitely say you make some strange and extreme choices when you're passing away. She should have consulted a professional like a lawyer or a therapist to make sure she takes her child's feelings into account. 10 is definitely old enough to aid in that decision, which I think we all agreed in.
Completely agree with that comment.
And we have more comments here. Another comment from Sarah Zilka. Second story, that woman is 100% an a-hole. Thinking of what is best for her daughter went out the window. Be pissed, but don't let your anger destroy the life of your child. And no way in heck is a court going to allow your cousin with 5 kids and on welfare to take an additional burden the state will be paying for.
I just can't fathom this.
She said it was so savage she should have stayed with OP's husband.
Yeah, I think we all agree. We're like, at this point,
Just because he's a bad husband doesn't mean he would be a bad father.
yeah.
Doesn't seem like he has shown that.
We have another comment here, though, from Jennifer Daniels, 701, saying, could the OP in Story 2 not let him adopt her, but still give him legal custody in a will? The daughter's inheritance could be put in a trust that only daughter can access when she's a certain age. There are so many questions, but it just seemed like, from what I recall in Sophia, because we read that, is that she didn't care.
Yeah.
She was just like, I don't want anything. I don't want was it my ex-husband or
Yeah,
whatever.
it was like, I'm divorcing him. I don't care.
I don't want him involved at all. One last comment from Terry.son1154 saying, a crappy husband doesn't mean a crappy father.
Yep.
If ill mother isn't careful, this child might end up in the foster care.
Agree. But those are all the comments we have. And this is the end of the episode. So if you love us, make sure to subscribe.
We love you.
And see you tomorrow. Hey, don't leave yet. We've got some stories that we think you might enjoy. So stay tuned for the next one. My sister-in-law is furious I named my baby after their late mother because she wanted to do it first.
No fair. I called dibs.
I wanted to do it first. Well, you should have done it quicker. Me, female 22, and my husband, male 23, are expecting our first child within the next month. This is an old issue by now, but I wanted to post for some outside opinions because I feel guilty about this, even though my husband says that his sisters just have to get over it, and if they don't, oh well. By the way, this comes from either department, FGH, and if you want to submit your own stories, go to r/OKStorytime subreddit. So, when we found out we were expecting and started to choose names, we split the task up since we didn't know/want to know the gender. My husband chose the boys' names, and I chose the girls' names after checking the other party. I also liked the name. I had known I had always wanted a baby girl with the middle name Violet, so I started there, and in the process of looking for a first name that went well with the meaning of Violet, my husband's late mother's name came up. I thought it sounded really nice, and I liked the meaning behind it, but before I settled, I found a few others and asked my husband what his thoughts were on using his mom's name. He liked the idea and was happy with the choice and said it was fine, even after I triple-checked he wouldn't rather I use a different name. We told our family shortly after at the next family gathering, and we thought nothing of it until a few days after I received a text from his older sister. The audacity of you to think it's appropriate to try to name your child after our deceased mother is beyond me. To take that away from us should we have children is outrageous. I know that it wasn't husband's idea, which is what makes it not okay. But just so you're aware, you kissed any opportunity of restoring your relationship with your husband's sisters goodbye should you name that child. Redacted. Me and his sister have never gotten along well, but his oldest sister is a narcissist and has had similar outbursts like this before with my husband and me. He bought me a promise ring before I went to college, and in my excitement to share the news, I just posted a pic of the ring on my ring finger without context. Ooh. I corrected it almost immediately, but she still called him and yelled at him for getting engaged without talking it through with her first and without asking her opinion on it. Oh, I didn't know she was the lord of the world.
What possibly could have eluded you?
I didn't know that she was the president of the entire earth.
You didn't see the memo at the beginning of this story saying, hello, this is about
the
prime
fireside
minister
chat.
of the solar system.
Yeah. Can't go
She's
without
the one who
her
pays for all the
say-so.
trebuchets.
Mm-hmm. I showed the message to my husband and started to break down because I didn't mean to cause issues with his family and didn't want him to not have his sisters just because of a name. My family is super shattered, so I know how much it could hurt to be shut out by family for something minor. And he has a big family. I don't want the same to happen for him. I told him we could change it, and he said no, that he would call his younger sisters and ask what they thought and would talk to his older sister about the way she decided to approach this topic as well as why she felt this way about it. His younger sister was upset that we didn't discuss it with them before choosing the name, as they feel like we should have at least asked if they would have minded, but his older sister was unyielding in her opinion and has gone no contact with us. This was all compounded by my husband losing his new job a few weeks later, and we have to move back in with my father-in-law about a week before Christmas. During the Christmas holidays, whenever my husband was not at home, job hunting or helping family, or when he did eventually get a job again, and my sister-in-laws were at the house. If I went upstairs, all conversation stopped until I went back downstairs. That's so awkward.
Wow, these people sound lovely to be around.
Yeah, sounds like a nightmare family. If the sister-in-law that was staying at the house with us was cooking, she often made enough for father-in-law, her, and brother-in-law. When she did this, I would sneak upstairs around 11 or 12 at night to make food because I didn't want to make things worse by upsetting her more. So now they're just not feeding you? My husband is upset I did this, but my flight is stronger than my fight. After Christmas, she eventually started to make enough for everyone when she cooked and would send brother-in-law to tell me food was done, but she still would only talk to me and husband bare minimum that was needed before she went back to school. My husband is firm in his stance that we will not be changing the baby's name if it's a girl, and it is their choice to act this way, but I feel like I'm the a-hole because I did technically choose the name if it's a girl. What do you guys think? And there is an update. No, I don't think you're the a-hole. I think potentially your husband could have gone to his sisters and had that conversation as kind of siblings and been like, hey, we were thinking about using mom's name. I wanted to run that past you, but like, how is this your fault?
But like also,
you suggested a name.
Why is that? How does he not have the right to name his own
No,
daughter
I think he
after
does.
his mother?
I think he does. Update. Our little one was born and we named her after my husband's mom. A few days after we got home, my youngest sister-in-law sat down and talked with my husband and me, mainly my husband, as I didn't have anything to say, and was told that all three of them are severely hurt by us naming her after their mom, that I had no right to name her after their mom because I didn't know her, and that his eldest sister wanted us to know that we could still have her name changed. It has been 2 months since then, and they haven't spoken to us at all unless they cannot avoid it, i.e. my husband parks his car behind his sister's and she needs him to move it. But even then, she usually sends my brother-in-law as a mediator. With the holiday seasons coming up and a little one starting to interact with people and her surroundings, I'm nervous about what might be said by sister-in-laws to us or how eldest sister-in-law may act towards us or little one. If wanted, I can keep this post updated as things happen. Let's just jump in. Let's just jump into update 2.
And we've got another one.
Hello! It's been a bit, but I figured I put another update out. Unless my sister-in-laws start stuff during Thanksgiving/Christmas, this will probably be my last update. Little one is now just shy of 4 months and a decent amount has happened. Around the 3-month mark, me and hubby were about to leave the house for a doctor's appointment. Me carrying little one, and I slipped in a puddle of dog piss, and the process of trying not to land on little one, her head made contact with a dumbbell, a shelf, and the floor.
Ooh, you're lucky that it was an odd number because the even numbers are serious, but you just made her a little funnier. It's okay.
Oh my God.
Sorry, I'm making light of that. That's terrible. That sucks.
What? How did you slip in a pile of dog pee?
Someone has a dog, and it clearly needed to go out.
Both my youngest sister-in-law and brother-in-law saw this and did nothing to help. Sister-in-law just proceeded to walk around over us and went to her room. Wow, psychos. Me and hubby rushed little one to the ER where they discovered she had 3 subdural hematoma on her brain. Oh my God. She was life-flighted to a children's hospital around 2 hours away, and we all spent 3 days there doing additional tests. Thankfully, little one showed no negative signs/symptoms and still hasn't. And her most recent rescan has shown that she only has 1 hematoma left, and it's almost all gone. While we were at the ER, the youngest sister-in-law messaged my husband and told him that there was nothing on the floor where I slipped, making me feel like she was trying to make it seem like I tripped on purpose. After that incident, my husband and I realized that unless our father-in-law let us clean/go through the house and help him pack up his enormous amount of stuff, it was not safe for little one to be there, especially after she became mobile. We tried to discuss this with our father-in-law, but he shut us down, informing us that it's his crap, not ours. It ain't affecting y'all, so don't worry about it. It literally did affect them.
Quite literally.
Literally did.
Whoa, the effects, they're happening.
Right in front of you. He will get to it when he gets to it, and if he doesn't, we can deal with it when he's gone. I've still been packing up his stuff little by little and throwing away anything past its best by date. My mother-in-law had a lot of beauty products when she passed, even though I know it's not my place and it will make my father-in-law very upset when he notices, but little one is now trying to sit up and wants to put anything in reach into her mouth now. And while we're still there, I want her to be safe and to not have to be confined to a tiny basement room. To clarify, my father-in-law has a lot of stuff. The basement, when we moved back in, had just a walkway of available space, and he also had a storage building he rents as well full of stuff. Thankfully, my husband was able to get the job he was hoping for, and we're expecting to be debt-free by the end of the year so that we can save for a down payment and move out to a house before little one is a year old.
Oh, yeah. We love being
that.
free of debt.
Leave that house. The youngest sister-in-law is now back at college, so I no longer feel like I shouldn't be seen around the house, and our college stuff is no longer adding to the amount of junk in the basement. I'm hopeful that we will be able to move out sooner than little one's first birthday, but we have already had a few unexpected expenses pop up. My cat ate a bug in the basement. And we had to take her to the emergency vet because her face started to swell out. What bug did she eat? Did she eat a black widow?
Of course she ate the worst bug.
Oh my goodness.
Cats would eat the most deadly bug on earth.
If we were able to move out sooner, I'll post an update if wanted, but this will probably be the last one of the year. But this isn't the last episode of the year because we got a long way to go, and you can listen to full episodes with stories just like this if you go to Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or your favorite podcast app and search up OK Storytime. But there's a little bit more to the story. Do you have any final thoughts?
I mean, really the only thing in my head is I want to know so bad what that bug is. Because I'm in distracty mode.
At the end of the day, tell us the bug.
I mean, maybe she ate a bee, says Josephine.
But was there a bee inside the house?
I
suppose bees can get
but
inside houses
on a more real level.
Yeah.
Just kidding. My brain just wants to know what that bug is, dude.
That's
crazy.
On a more real level, I want to know what the bug is.
I'm trying. No, like I'm not even kidding. I'm trying to think as hard as I can. My brain won't let me.
It's okay.
It just wants to know the bug.
At the end of the day, you don't have to, you can go low contact with this family, especially because them not being at all worried or checking up on you after your baby fell on the floor and hit her head 3 times is crazy.
That actually
crazy. And also not checking up on you when you guys were like life flighted to a hospital. Crazy.
All that, yeah.
But there is an update, a third update. We are officially under contract for a house. Our realtor went above and beyond after we shared our situation with her, and as long as everything goes well with appraisals and inspections, we will be moved out of this stress pit before Thanksgiving. The sellers even offered to cover some of the closing costs to allow us to close sooner, and we couldn't be more thankful. We haven't told father-in-law or anyone else in my husband's family yet. We're waiting until the conversation with father-in-law for that, but fingers crossed we can get out of here as scheduled. Thanks for all the support and comments on this post, and hopefully this will be the last update.
And it looks to be correct.
And that is true, actually.
That was the last update.
It was the last update.
End of the story. My sister-in-law is so self-centered, it's tearing our family apart.
Yeah.
About 9 months ago, I posted a story about my sister-in-law. Some commenters encouraged me to write a longer post and suggested this sub specifically. This has been in my drafts for ages, but now I'm posting it. By the way, this comes from user Vima86, and if you want to submit your own stories, go to the r/OK Storytime subreddit. So, before I go in, I want to give you the breakdown of the players. I have 2 older brothers. The oldest brother is Alan. The second oldest, the middle child, will be Connor. Alan is married to a woman I'll call Lily. Connor is married to a woman I'll call Kara. It's hard to figure out where to start, but I guess it'll be the background that I know about Kara. Kara is from California and came from an affluent family. She attended private schools, K through 12, before going to an Ivy League institution. Not to be one of those people, but she's never had a real job. She was an influencer before influencers were a thing, like blog, podcast, Instagram. She wasn't successful at it. Oh. She really lived on her parents' dime.
Dang.
Shoot. Well, at 30, they basically said they would stop supporting her financially. She married her first husband shortly after. From what I can tell, she went no contact with her parents after the wedding, which I assume they paid for. It also seems that she stopped talking to her siblings around the same time.
Oh.
Just making assumptions. She was pissed she could no longer mooch off of her parents, and siblings were on the parents' side. Siblings seemed to be successful in their careers. Her first marriage only lasted a year or two before divorce. Not sure why exactly the divorce happened. She then had a serious boyfriend who she lived with. Shortly after breaking up with him, she started dating Connor, and things got serious very fast. Now, to my experience with Kara. The first time I met Kara, it was interesting. I've met significant others' parents before, and I'm always a nervous wreck and walking on eggshells. I feel like even the most confident people would feel a little bit anxious meeting perhaps their future spouse's parents for the first time. Kara was not. She met everyone at the family wedding. She met everyone at a family wedding as Connor's plus one. She was someone who was very confident, but it didn't always meet her competence.
Overly confident.
Overconfident, undercompetent.
Ooh, that's good.
A bad combo.
Yeah.
Like she would very confidently turn to someone and say the wrong name or wrong information. I remember at one point, she went up to my cousin and said, "A wrong name. Oh, I heard you're a lawyer." My cousin gently corrected her on her name and occupation, and when she does, Kara scoffed, rolled her eyes, and continued the conversation. She literally did what you just said.
Yeah.
She literally was like, that's what I said, whatever.
Literally what I said.
She was very comfortable with us and said some things that I was like, I wouldn't say that upon meeting someone for the first time, but I dismissed it. The first time she met my wife was a whole other experience. My wife wasn't at the aforementioned wedding, as she was the working the day of. My wife is of Samoan descent. Kara is white. When she met her, Kara immediately led her on to a string of questions. Where are you from? Oh, well, what are you? No, I don't mean your occupation. Like, what's your, ethnic background? Once she finally got to know that my wife was of Samoan descent, she made a comment that she was like real-life Moana, and then made comments like if her brother plays football and if her extended family makes canoes.
She was like, let me look up some stereotypes. Does your family do this?
She's like, I'm going to fully lean into this.
Yeah.
My wife gently pointed out that the questions were based on stereotypes and a bit racist. Kara jumps in. I'm not racist. I have all sorts of friends who are people of color. Okay, Kara, that doesn't mean you're not racist, or at the very least, have inappropriate questions and comments. But there was my wife and I's wedding. Then there was my wife and I's wedding. Basically, I danced with nearly every family member, including Connor. Next morning, I got a text from Kara saying that she didn't like Connor dancing with other women, and him dancing with me made him uncomfortable. Your brother? Your brother. Your brother. Your brother.
Your brother. And also, you're gay?
I made a post about it a couple months ago. She's also been frankly rude to Alan's children. He has two. For example, we were having a dinner one summer, and one of Alan's children fell and skinned his knee pretty bad. He was 3 or 4 when this happened and started wailing loudly. You know, like typical child behavior. Kara rolled her eyes, looked at me and said, "Ugh, isn't he so dramatic?" Like, no, he's a child. I mean, I know a good portion of adults who would cry at a fall like that.
Oh my God. He was like, he hurt himself and he's crying. Just like,
ugh, kids, right? So stupid.
Yeah.
My wife and I also have twins. Frankly, I've tried to keep them away from Kara. Our twins were born 4.5 months before Connor and Kara's first. One of our twins happened to have a name with the same first letter of their first, and they're somewhat similar. Think Hector and Henry. We had no idea what they were choosing. When we announced the names, Kara threw a effing fit. Like my family is visiting in the hospital room, everyone's excited, and we see Kara suddenly leave the room, and Connor followed her. He came back and said she was crying, and we were like, oh, happy tears? Like, thinking it'll be her in a couple months? Nope. We stole her baby name. We didn't even know what their baby's name was. So how do you steal that? We didn't even know what their baby name was and didn't share ours with anyone. Our name is a family name. Hers is just one like it. It's not even the same name, just the same letter. She ended up using the name anyway. Connor and Kara have 2 kids together now, and I really don't like to mom shame because parenthood is hard. However, she's not maternal to the kids. The couple instances I've engaged with her while she has kids, she doesn't engage them in any way. No talking, no faces, no playing, etc. She seems completely uninterested in her children. I do have a cousin who lives by them and sends her kids to the same preschool they send theirs. It's been communicated that their oldest, who's now 4, has some sort of behavioral issue. It's to the point people don't invite them to play dates, birthday parties, etc., and Kara refuses to give him any kind of help because everyone is a hater and he's perfect.
That's sad.
I know parenthood is hard, but as someone who has 2 kids practically the same age, it really hurts me that she's not getting him help and he's being excluded because of it. Failure of the parents. I could probably write a book about the absolute crap we went through, and I'm probably forgetting some things. It's just hard to deal with it. Edit. Originally included this, but deleted it. Shortly after the first was born, Kara made the decision to move across the country. She didn't have any reasoning for it. They packed up, and Connor left his family and friends. I really think this move was to isolate him from us. Alan and I are basically no contact with him. My parents tried to talk to him for at least a month, but the relationship is strained. Kara is just really a hateful, spiteful bitch. There's several truly hateful things she said to nearly every member of the family that I didn't include just because it would be doxing. It's honestly been so horrible. And here we go.
Yep,
We got an update.
I hope it's that
Let's-
Kara leaves.
I agree. A couple other things since Reddit seemed to be mad at the length of the post. Talking about social issues, my wife and I are both lesbians. After about a year of dating, I had dinner with Connor and Kara and Alan and Lily. Earlier that day, my wife and I went to our city's annual Pride Parade. We were talking about it at dinner, and Kara said with a smile, "I'm so glad you 2 are so open about being low-key kind of a slur."
That a hacky slur.
Uh,
Girlie, you can't say that.
Yeah.
You can't say that.
Karen is straight. Straight people should not be calling queer women the D-slur.
Yeah.
When I calmly said that word has historically been used as a slur against lesbians by straight people and that I and 99.9% of queer women weren't comfortable with her calling me that, she defended herself, saying she had several gay guy friends.
Oh my God, I don't care about your friend. And also, gay guy friends, 1. And also 2, I don't care if you have queer friends or people of color who are your friends. Don't give you a pass.
Yeah.
Don't give you a pass.
Truly.
You're
Truly.
just a horrible person.
Truly.
That's it.
Yeah. Just imagining that in any other context, and it's so, so bad. Great doesn't mean you should be saying it. She's made some other comments about us since and how brave we are. While my wife and I are proud to be gay, sometimes we just want to live our lives as just humans married to other humans. And someone like the straight sister-in-law brings it up quite often. Kara and Connor got engaged shortly after my wedding. It was a nice wedding, mostly because my parents paid for it and therefore could keep the reign on things. However, there's 3 instances of what the F behavior. Like I mentioned, Kara had been married before. Her and Connor were in their mid to late 30s when they got married. Connor had mentioned wanting a smaller, more intimate wedding, and this fact combined with their ages, and this is her second wedding, we thought it would be a simpler, smaller wedding. Nope. Kara wanted the full 9 yards, all on my parents' dime. The wedding favors. My mother loves favors and giveaways. For Alan's wedding and my wedding, she picked really awesome favors. Like I see people and they bring them up. Nice. That's a flex. Obviously, my mother was excited to help Kara pick out her favors. Kara chooses a magnet. A big, gaudy magnet. I'm literally staring at it right now. Yes, I still have it on the fridge. God bless you. It looks like it was made by a 4th grader. Big curly font that says Alan and Kara, their wedding date, and then a heart with a picture of them. We had several that were left behind.
Yeah, who wants... I don't know, man. I don't know, man. No one's going to keep that up. That no one cares about your wedding
It's true. That's ending
as much as you care about your
ending
wedding.
up in a drawer, in a bag. It's tucked away in the dark somewhere.
Like, your favors have either got to be, like, nothing to do with your wedding, or they have to be edible.
Yeah. And I'll let you know right now where we've left all of our episodes behind. It's on Spotify and Apple Podcasts and wherever you get your podcasts from. If you want to listen to full episodes, like all of the full episodes with stories like this one, just go there and search OK Storytime wherever you listen to podcasts, and there you will find us. We'll never leave you behind. I mean, anyway, I'm just going to move on from that. So we do have a little bit more story here.
Woo!
I'm just going to roll right into it.
Roll right in.
Because, I mean, I think we all know
I
who's
think we
in
all
the
know.
right. I think we know who's in the wrong. Watch out. If your partners are trying to isolate you from your family, you may want to examine exactly what they're doing that for.
Yeah, probably not good.
Just saying that
Probably ain't.
for anyone who may need to know that.
Yeah.
Anyway, our last little bullet point here is children at the wedding. I have a niece, Alan's daughter, who was 3 when Connor got married. She was a flower girl at my wedding the year before and was perfect and adorable. We always thought that she would be a flower girl at Connor's wedding. Kara said she didn't want a flower girl at her wedding or any other kids. Totally fine, understandable. That is until the day of the wedding when her best friend's 4-year-old shows up to the bridal suite. Turns out, Kara decided that she did want a flower girl and wanted her friend's little girl to do it. Also, she told all the people on her invite list to bring children. Wow. It was honestly very upsetting to all of us. Instead of just saying she didn't want the niece to be a flower girl, she lied to all of us. She then decided her husband's only niece and nephew couldn't be at the wedding, but her random college friend could bring her gaggle of children.
Yeah, that's wild.
Yeah, she sounds like a selfish piece of crap.
Nightmare.
And
but nobody likes her.
you gotta rescue Connor.
Yeah.
Rescue him.
Let's have a little rescue mission.
How do we rescue
Little
Connor?
heist.
How do we do it?
So you break
Fake
in
Instagram
in the middle of-
message implying infidelity?
I was kind of going the route of kidnapping.
Oh, like forcibly removing him from the premises.
Yeah, middle of the night.
Don't know how legally that'll work out.
Middle of the night. My mother-in-law refers to herself as mommy to my 3-month-old. It's made me uncomfortable.
Oh, but that's literally not you, though. That's like, I'm the mom.
You've got your
Hi.
own title. My daughter is just over 3 months old. Occasionally, my mother-in-law watches her when I have things to do or need a break. Lately, she's been calling herself Mommy when talking to my daughter. She does it in front of me and my husband at least once, and sometimes more, every time she visits now. And she always brushes it off like, whoops-a-doodles, I'm so used to being mommy, so I call myself that. Ha ha! But today, she gave me a reason to doubt that. I would be like, okay, well, correct yourself. By the way, this comes from Bartle Queen 1755, and if you want to submit your own stories, go to r/OK Storytime subreddit. So, I called her over to come watch the baby while I took care of a house project that concerned chemicals. I took a shower afterwards because chemicals. I went downstairs to grab some fresh clothing out of the dryer when I heard my mother-in-law talking to my baby in the other room. And she called herself Mommy 4 times in a 3-minute conversation. Do you want Mommy to play with you? Are you having fun with Mommy? Are you being a good girl for Mommy? And Mommy loves you. Yes, I do. She didn't know I was there, and she didn't even try to correct herself. I asked my husband to help me navigate this situation because it's super weird and frankly, I think unhealthy for my mother-in-law to be playing out this fantasy delusion.
Yeah, no, this is like mental illness type territory.
Very, very
Or
strange.
like
Something's wrong.
complex.
Yeah.
There's a complex here where she needs to be the mom.
He said to me, if it really bothers you that much, we can say something next time we hear her do it. No. Say now. What do you mean if it really bothers you?
Nah,
Go
it's-
talk to your mom and say, hey, you've been doing this. Stop
I
it.
think she's got like extreme baby fever or
Yeah,
something. where
this
it's
is not okay. Which makes me wonder if I'm making a bigger deal out of this than it should be, but it feels like a big effing deal. Am I overreacting? No. No.
Nope.
Your mother-in-law is not that baby's mom. You are the
Yeah.
mom. And don't let anyone tell you that you are overreacting. Comments. Comment 1 says, you are correct. You are mommy. Ask your mother-in-law what she wants her baby to call her. Is she okay with grandma or nana? What would she like? Then start using it and insist that grandma does too. OP says, this is a winning approach. Yes, give this... Oh, no. I'm not sure. I think this is another comment. Give this woman a special name all on her own. Pin that special name to her with an affectionate determination that leaves the woman in no doubt that her relationship with your child is not mommy. Melt it away. That's your approach. Comment 2 says, it's time to stop mother-in-law from being alone with your daughter. Also, find a different babysitter and start lessening the time she spends with baby. Might be time to look into some kind of daycare/paid babysitter a couple times a week. Tell mother-in-law you're trying to socialize baby or whatever, but definitely stop giving mother-in-law so much time. She's going to be the very type to scream, grandparents' rights, when she doesn't get what she wants. Might as well not let baby build up too much of a relationship with mother-in-law, and there is an update. We may have got a resolution to the problem in a roundabout way. Mother-in-law hasn't spoken to us since the morning, though, so we will have to see how this dust winds up settling. Sorry, this update has wound up really long. We had my mother-in-law over for 4th of July. We made plans a while ago for me to cook dinner for the holiday. I spoke with my husband the day before and let him know that I wasn't pleased with mother-in-law stomping all over the parenting boundaries, including but not limited to the mommy problem. I brought up many points that you all gave me, so thank you everyone who commented. I had let him know that I was planning to say something while she was with us, and I was on high alert for most of the day. There's some necessary backstory before I get into what went down. We have a rule for our mother-in-law concerning our daughter. Mother-in-law is not allowed to take pictures of the baby on her phone. We also don't send pictures of the baby to her phone through text or emails. My mother-in-law is one of those people who posts every tiny detail of her life to her friends on Facebook, and she has a nasty habit of posting unflattering photos of me, and she and her friends criticize the way I look. That's rude. That's not cool.
Yeah, agreed.
She also uses big moments in my life to get attention from her friends and family. She really is addicted to the adoration. My husband and I decided early on that we did not want our daughter included in what happens on her wall with her friends from a consent standpoint, but also to help set up our daughter to be far away from social media for mental health reasons. I know that's a problem that's far off in the future, but we feel it's important to protect her even now. Mother-in-law literally cannot stop herself from immediately sharing a photo she takes with her Facebook friends, so we just decided no photos on her phone, period. We even bought a really high-end camera for ourselves that we allow her to use, which prevents her from sharing but still allows her to take pictures. For the record, we have provided her a photo album with physical copies of baby pictures, and we add to it all the time. Anyway, yesterday, mother-in-law decided to break the rule. The camera was within reach for her to use, and she deliberately chose the phone instead. She thought she was being sneaky and tried to look like she was texting, but started snapping pictures of our daughter. I happened to be looking over her shoulder, and I caught her red-handed. I asked her to stop taking pictures and delete the ones she had already taken. She told me that the pictures were just for her to have on her phone. But I saw her start clicking on the share buttons, and she scrolled over to her Facebook icon.
She's like blatantly.
She's like, no, they're for the phone. Hold on.
The equivalent of like the toddler with cookies in their mouth.
She's like, I'm not eating them.
I'm not eating that.
She suddenly realized that I was still looking at her phone while she was doing it, so she backed out of everything and locked her phone screen. I called her out and said, you were literally about to share the picture. I watched you almost do it. And she went off. She started yelling that she sees my husband take pictures of the baby all the time on his phone. That it's not fair that she can't take pictures on her phone and that we were being hypocrites.
Well, see, I would say, it's funny because my husband has different behavior than you. See how he doesn't go posting everything that he takes?
My husband at that point stepped in and qualified that he, as the baby's father, has different rules where he can take pictures on his phone. She started whining and called herself an equal partner who can take pictures of the baby if she wants to, and again called us hypocrites. I told her very specifically that she is in fact not an equal partner and needs to abide by our rules. She pushed further and said that she should be an equal partner. thinks she is helping to raise the baby and that we need to see that she should be able to do what she wants. That's where I had it. I said, mother-in-law, you are not baby's mother. You are not her parent, and you are not an equal partner. You are her grandmother, and that means you will follow our rules because we are her parents, and what we say goes. She started laughing at me. Very derisive kind of laughing. Just like that.
Just identical.
But I just picked up my daughter, said, you're laughing like it's a joke, but it's not, and walked out of the room. The night ended pretty poorly. This morning, mother-in-law called us to invite us out to brunch. My husband thought that maybe she wanted to extend an olive branch and make amends, so we took her up on the offer. Brunch went well enough. We were all seemingly getting along. But then, as we were finishing up, mother-in-law brought up that she could take some great photos the night before and couldn't wait to share them with her friends.
You went all the way to the finish line, and then you fumbled like Mark Andrews. It's a football reference for all my football people. That was a real hot one. That was a hot topic. That was current events style reference right there.
I don't get it, but
Yeah.
I understand the message behind it.
My football fans out there will be like, ding it, especially if they're Baltimore fans.
Yup.
Yeah, no. All of my empathy for the mom is gone. All right? I'm no longer, you do the kid gloves. Don't even be nice.
Nope.
Tell her to,
Get out.
Take a hike.
My husband didn't miss a beat. He said, mother-in-law's name, why are you still trying to buck against my rules? Once again, she called us hypocrites, said that she's offended that we don't trust her, and doesn't feel like she deserves to be punished when all she wants to do is have pictures of our baby. My husband pointed out that we can't trust her because she keeps trying to subvert our rules and continues to undermine us as parents. And if she can't fall in line, then we're going to have a serious problem going forward. She stood up from the table, announced that we will still have to accept that we disagree on this, and she refuses to talk about it any further, and she stormed out of the restaurant.
That's such a crazy thing to
insane.
say.
Yeah.
You'll just have to agree that we have
We'll
different
just have to
positions
agree
on
to
this.
disagree.
It's like, no, it's my kid.
No.
You don't get to just pull that card. It's my child.
That's everything up until now. We haven't heard from her since she stormed out. Normally, she calls my husband about 3 times a day, so we're pretty sure that she's really mad. My husband and I discussed how we're going to go forward from this, and we are resolute that if she cannot figure out how to stay out of parenting our baby, then she simply won't see the baby at all.
Big facts.
But you can always see us, or at least hear us, if you go listen to full episodes with stories like this. Just go to Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or your favorite podcast app and search up OK Storytime.
That's right.
But there is a little bit left, but I think that is the correct decision. She
Yes.
cannot see the baby if she cannot listen to your rules surrounding the baby.
Right. She's got no respect.
Yeah.
For
Yeah.
your autonomy as parents.
Yep. But there is a little bit left to this story. So let's finish it off.
Let's do it.
I so appreciate how he has decided to put his foot down and help me put mother-in-law in her place because you were all right. She has really gotten out of control and seems to legitimately think that she is a third parent to my daughter. I also appreciate everyone who has something to say on my last post. You all gave me a lot of tools to show my husband that what is happening here is not acceptable, and that if we take a back seat, she's going to happily push us out of our roles entirely.
Yes.
That's all for now. I'll update again if there ends up being anything new to share. And comment 1 says, stop giving her printed pictures too. She can scan them or just take photos of them and share that. Opie says, honestly, I agree, and we might stop given the circumstances. But initially, the idea was that we weren't trying to prevent her from having pictures. We were just trying to make it harder for her to post stuff and hopefully discourage her. We will probably reevaluate, and meanwhile, nobody can say we didn't try to compromise. And that is the end of that
crazy.
story.
That is crazy, man.
But yeah, no, she doesn't. The thing is that you guys giving her pictures was a privilege, and she has crossed over all of your boundaries and therefore does not deserve to have that privilege.
Yeah.
And it should be revoked.
If she was willing to change her behavior and respect your wishes as the, as one of you is her child.
Yeah.
And then the other is that she's that's your child that she's talking about. It was crazy. There's just a complete lack of respect.
Completely.